What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to my FIFA 18 predictions for the La Liga Team of the Season. For cheap and authentic football kits, Air Max, Yeezys, football boots, you name it, they've got it. AliExpressJoe.com. Use the code TVMYTBJoe for 10% off. Link down below. I did a Premier League one of these the other day, and now it's the La Liga turn. I'm going to do Bundesliga, French League, Italian League, and maybe a rest of the world as well. Quick disclaimer before we get started. I've picked the players who I believe are guaranteed Team of the Season cards. There are a lot of spots left up for grabs, so if I have missed a player out, it's done almost intentionally more than anything else for you guys to fill in the blanks down in the comment section. Let's get a discussion going, and I'll do a revisit to this before they do announce the La Liga Team of the Season with your suggestions included. OBLAK is one of those up for a most consistent this season. He's been very, very good for Atletico. I've got 3 goalkeepers within this. I'm not quite sure how many goalkeepers they'll choose, but OBLAK was one of those that a lot of people have been touting as the best goalkeeper in the world and an unsung hero. Of course, there's a lot of speculation as to whether David De Gea is going to move to Madrid at any point in his career and he's the best goalkeeper in the world, yada yada. But OBLAK is one of those cult heroes that I think deserves a mention here. Sergio Asenjo, he's more of a pick off the back of how many informs he's had this season. A lot of people might be saying, we know nothing about La Liga, you don't watch it, you don't know what you're talking about, and that's all well and good, but let's be honest, the people who choose the Team of the Season cards as far as EA are concerned don't know an awful lot about football either. I'm going off the amount of informs that he's been given so far, as well as Ter Stegen. He has a few special items, he got himself a rating refresh as well. Deserved. Barcelona doing well, of course. And Ter Stegen, one of those goalkeepers who, when he first joined, was decent, but now he's one of those world beaters. Okay, not really mentioned in the same breath as people like David De Gea, Ederson, OBLAK, etc., but definitely in with a shout for Team of the Season, as is this guy. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because I've butchered it once in my life, and that's enough. The 88 rated Atletico right back is a breath of fresh air within FIFA, definitely, because his card is sensational, but he's just basically come from nowhere this year. Not an awful lot of people who don't watch La Liga knew anything about him, and of course he's now up for a Team of the Season. The ratings, by the way, very temperamental. I've kind of just guessed them, and hopefully I'll get in and around where I think they deserve to be. JORDI ALBA up next. I'm not quite sure whether a lot of you will agree with this, but again, a couple of special items. I've had a look at the stats of this one. The Premier League episode that I did probably a few days ago now, I actually went off purely off what I know about the game, and obviously I watch real world football and Premier League is my league, so I know an awful lot about that more than I do any other. I actually looked into the stats, and JORDI ALBA has one of the best average ratings for left back, at least in La Liga. NACHO FERNÁNDEZ, the centre back from Real Madrid, again up there with one of the most consistent players this season so far, especially when it comes to getting himself some informs. This guy is definitely going to get himself a Team of the Season. EA will not overlook this at all. Whether you believe he's going to, or he deserves it or not, is another question, but the amount of informs he's had this year so far, EA will definitely give him that Team of the Season. This is an interesting one because Godin is always up for a Team of the Season. He always gets it. He hasn't actually got one special item this year, not a rating refresh either, but when I looked at the stats, he was pretty much top of every single poll: interceptions, tackles, blocks, shots blocked, etc. And he's got a very, very high average rating per game as well. So that would be a pretty decent card, and not one that a lot of people will be expecting. Up next is Umtiti. Again, Barcelona doing very well. And once again, Umtiti is the highest rated, I say the highest, one of the highest rated defenders in the league. Interestingly enough, Piqué comes up an awful lot on this chart of the most tackles, the most shots blocked, and the most minutes played, etc. He has, I believe, has a Team of the Year card. But Umtiti is one of those, again, who I don't think has a special item this year. Maybe he's got one inform, but I'm not quite sure that he does. But either way, deserves it, as does PAREJO of Valencia. This guy is off the chart good. I mean, he has done very, very well this year. Got himself a rated refresh, had 2 informs anyway. His highest rated inform is 87, and that is a joy to use. I have that untradeable. I'm so glad I packed that. And then, of course, his Team of the Season would just go above and beyond. 95 passing might be a little on the low side, actually. He might go a bit above that, but either way, it looks absolutely sensational. This next card is all but a given. CASEMIRO, a few special items already. Real Madrid not having the best of seasons by their standards. But a few standout players to mention, especially within this video, and CASEMIRO being one of them. I can't imagine this would be a cheap card to get hold of though, as his other special items are fairly pricey, but I would imagine it would be worth every single penny. That defensive capability combined with that strength is brilliant. Moving on to Saul, again, another one of those players that have been unsung this season so far, but is at the top of nearly every single key passing accuracy and average match rating stat that you can look up. I went on several websites to check these stats before I actually made this video. I did actually plan to do a Bundesliga one before I come back from holiday, but unfortunately I didn't have enough time to do the research. I've got about 12 or 13 players there, so you can expect that one soon. VÁZQUEZ up next. I'm not quite sure about this one actually, right? I've put it in there, but it was more to make up the numbers because I didn't want it too short a video. But I think he definitely deserves it, but whether they'll actually give it to him, because he's only really come into it in the last sort of couple of months. He's been consistent, definitely, but the last couple of months he's been very, very good. But whether they'll give him a team of the season for just a few months of excellent play remains to be seen. Up next is going to be GUEDES of Valencia. Again, Valencia having a fairly decent season considering the turmoil they went through a few seasons ago, especially when Gary Neville was in charge. No disrespect to him, but let's be honest, that was bad times for the club. They've turned that around, and this man is not solely responsible, but he's definitely had a hand in it, and a very good looking card it could be as well. He's got a couple of informs. They're both very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he got himself a team of the season. Going to get a big one out of the way early here. There's still another 3 players to go after this, one of which is a bit of a curveball, but I think deserves it. Lionel Messi up. I think all I've done is just lowered his rating to below his team of the year by 1, and then lowered every stat by about 1. That's not me saying that I don't think he's better than Ronaldo or any other player who's got a 97 rated card. I just went 1 under the team of the year. So you can blame EA for the ratings if you don't really agree with them. But again, guaranteed a team of the season as he is always. Up next is IAGO ASPAS. His shirt colour does not match that card. I wish I'd put a different one on there, but alas, it is done. 90 rated IAGO ASPAS. Again, he's dropped off in the last couple of weeks, but especially in the beginning part of the season and midway through, he was banging them in for Celta Vigo. I'm not quite sure of his recent form, and of course I am filming this about a week and a half to 2 weeks before you're actually watching it, so if he's just scored 4 goals, ignore what I've said, but definitely one of the most consistent strikers so far this season, as is Griezmann. Now, Griezmann's been on a bit of a journey this season. He's not only the striker for Atletico, but he's played a bit of right wing as well, dropped into the cam position. He's all over the place, but wherever he plays, he outperforms his opponents and, of course, his teammates as well. Definitely the better of the Atletico Madrid attackers and deserves that spot for sure. I've left the last spot for pretty much the guaranteed player this year, but the difference between this one and his team of the year, despite the fact that I've dropped it down by 1, is that Cristiano Ronaldo has been playing striker for Real Madrid for the best part of sort of 3 or 4 months. So I would imagine his team of the season card will be a striker, meaning that it could actually be more expensive than the team of the year card, interestingly enough. I haven't included any more players within this team of the season prediction. Not that I can't think of some, because there are a couple in there that do deserve to be mentioned, but I'm going to leave that down to you. What I'm going to do is what I've done with the Premier League. I've left a good few spots open, so I think everyone I've mentioned so far deserves one. Whether you are a Barca fan or a Madrid fan, you can't really deny that their corresponding club deserve those players to be in there. They've played very, very well. There's a lot of Atletico players in there as well, but again, they're doing quite well this season. So what I need you guys to do is fill in the blanks. Who is missing from the lineup here? Leave it in the comment section down below, and what I'll do is I'll pick the most thumbs up comments, revisit this at a later date, maybe next week or the week after, and give you a final verdict on who we all think will be in team of the season. If you have enjoyed it, do me a favour and smack the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.